Deryl Hamann, Omaha, Spectrum Bank Corporation Incorporated. After growing up in rural Iowa, Deryl Hamann received his Juris Doctor cum laude from the University of Nebraska College of Law.
Your mother believes in you, believes you can do anything, and she certainly did, and was a strong influence.
Mr. Hamann used his legal knowledge to help expand his involvement into banking and other enterprises.
A number of banks in Iowa, and began to understand the regulatory and tax and business aspects of that. And then when an opportunity arose that didn't fit their operations, and I was able to secure some favorable financing, why I bought a bank of my own, and then it sort of grew from there. Bought a number of other banks over the years. 6 states, when we got at the end, they were all in Nebraska and adjoining states, except we had one small bank in Arizona.
Deryl has also become a trusted and valued consultant for a broad range of businesses in planning for their future.
And he and Paul Dunlap had bought a bank together, and then they decided they had different interests, so I represented my client in buying out Paul's interest in that bank. And when we got done, Paul asked me if I wanted another client, and I said, well, of course. And he said, well, I want to build a multi-bank holding company, and I want you to represent me. And I said, well, that's great. What is a multi-bank holding company? And so we sort of learned by doing, and I represented Paul and Hawkeye Bank Corporation in buying.
As the former managing partner and current senior counsel to the law firm Baird Home LLP, Deryl Hamann never stops thinking about growing business opportunities in the future. Deryl's business acumen has taught him to research proposals thoroughly to allow for the best opportunity of success.
Either multi-banks or even actually more branching, instead of just turning what was an independent bank into a branch. And so that consolidation continues to go on and will continue to go on.
Mr. Hamann has always been very generous with his time and knowledge by serving on volunteer boards of both philanthropic and business associations. Throughout Deryl's business career, he has always emphasized the importance of hiring good people and letting them do their jobs.
It's, your employees are simply the face of your business to your customers. That's who they think the business is the people that they interact with. And so how they treat their customers and their skill at what they do is all important. That's what the business is when it's all said and done. So employees are obviously critical too.
Deryl Hamann has used his legal and business knowledge to create jobs in Nebraska and help other businesses succeed.
Governor Hamann, First Lady Sally, and ladies and gentlemen, thanks for the introduction, and thanks to the State Chamber for this event. And I'm deeply honored to be inducted into the Nebraska Business Hall of Fame. There was a time when I might have thought I could be in the Football Hall of Fame, but that was a blessedly brief moment. I was recruited to play high school football, but the coach made it clear it was simply because I was a big kid in a small school. With my sports career out of the way, I was able to focus more or less on other pursuits. I've spent my professional and business life, raised my family here in Nebraska, first in Lincoln at the Law College and clerking in the federal court, and over the last 50 years in Omaha. My professional life has been spent at the Baird Home Law Firm, first as an associate, partner, managing partner, and today of counsel, which means that I show up at the office and do what I please. I've enjoyed my law career. It's been mostly because of the people I've been able to work with. In addition to the practice of law, as you saw in the screen, I've enjoyed a career in banking. I was never a frontline banker, never made a loan, never took a deposit, and never spotted a bad risk from across the room. My contribution has been to pick outstanding bankers who are also outstanding community leaders. 5 years ago, our family was presented with the opportunity to sell Great Western to National Australia Bank. I hadn't planned on selling, but they were quite persuasive in their offer, and I'm pleased to see that through continued acquisitions and growth, the bank has nearly trebled in size. Of course, one only likes to talk about successes. Consequently, I hope that my entry on the Hall of Fame will not go into too much detail. Otherwise, it may come clear that the road to success has a share of potholes. For example, I tried ranching, and I got some nice Western wear out of the deal, but the experience left me a little sore in the pocket. I also made some impressively short-sighted decisions while trying my hand in the restaurant business. Suffice to say, the world was a better place for my having exited both of those without much fanfare. At the same time, it's probably a good idea for young people who are going into the world of business to know that the path to success is generally not a yellow brick road. Sometimes it's more like a city street after a bad winter. You make plans and you move forward. You're forced to take detours. You have accidents, hopefully just fender benders. You work hard, you get lucky, and you make it up as you go along. That, at least, is how it's worked for me, especially the lucky part. I've been often found myself in the right place at the right time and standing next to the right people. While I've worked hard, I consider myself more fortunate than deserving. Life has been good for me, for which I'm truly grateful. Before I finish, I'd like to have my family here stand. My daughter, Julie Hamann, my daughter, Esther Braybeck, my son-in-law, Dan Braybeck, my stepson, Eric Bunderson. My wife couldn't be here this evening. She wanted to come, but she's got a little flu or some other illness that's kept her home. But again, thank you for inviting me here tonight, and I'm honored to be inducted into the Nebraska Business Hall of Fame. Thank you.